I okay? I'm living for this. I'm actually shocked. I'm getting the finger tingles again. Punch her in the fucking face. Oh, I'm having a great time here. It's not a want, it's a need. I'm scared. I'm getting a bit excited, not gonna lie. Hello my book besties. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. The time has finally come, guys. We're reading the Throne of Glass series. I'm honestly so excited to read this. This vlog will contain spoilers, so if you have not yet read this series and you want to, save this video for later and come back once you've read it. I am so excited. I've wanted to read this for the longest time. Here we are, the time has come. I'm gonna binge this series. There's 8 books, but they're quite big. I predict I can probably finish these in about 2 weeks. Can we do it in 2 weeks? I think we can. So today is day 1. We're starting with The Assassin's Blade. I've heard there's quite a few different orders that you can read this in, and some people suggest reading The Assassin's Blade 3rd, I believe, but I think it actually came out last. But I want to read it in the order that it's in this box, and that means Assassin's Blade is first. Okay, book 1. I'm excited, I'm a little bit nervous. I've seen a lot of people doing videos on TikTok where they've been crying their eyes out reading this. Am I going to be that invested from book 1? We shall see. Oh, I'm so excited, guys. The Assassin and the Pirate Lord. Right, let's go. I only managed to read a little bit today because I've been working, and then I went to the cinema with my friends, so it's 10:20. I'm actually so tired, like I feel exhausted. Normally I'll stay up till at least midnight reading, but I actually don't think I'm gonna manage it today. So far I'm intrigued. So I'm not sure how you pronounce the FMC's name. Is it Selena? That's what I'm going with. I feel like there's something gonna happen between her and Sam. Nothing has happened to indicate that, but I just feel like they're both young, they're both in the Assassin's Guild, whatever it is. I just feel like there's a little something gonna happen there. They're staying with this like pirate lord guy, Rolf, is it? And their boss is like buying slaves from him, so that's why they've been sent there. So yeah, I'm definitely intrigued. Day 2. I carried on reading last night. I'm on chapter 8. So Sam and Selena are working together to free the slaves. I'm not invested yet, but I'm intrigued. So I think book 1 is probably going to be the slowest read for me. But then once I'm fully invested, I will literally just fly through the others. So obviously any new series that you start, it always takes a little while for you to like get into it. So that's where we're up to. I think I was right about something between Selena and Sam, because there's been a few little like interactions that are just giving possible romance. The dogs are scranning their biscuits and drinking water, and they're being very loud. They were just trying to free the prisoners, and Rolf has caught them. So she's just taken off her mask and showed him her face, and I'm getting a bit excited, not gonna lie. Even though I still don't really know like much of what's going on, other than like the immediate stuff, but it's not given like any background really. I am enjoying it. I'm beginning to think that Selena's not a very good assassin. Like, is she good at her job? Because she's not faring very well against this pirate guy. He's just snuck up on her and put a dagger to her throat. But you're supposed to be the world's greatest assassin. Okay. So I'm on chapter 3 of The Assassin and the Healer, I think it was called. She's just killed the men who were attacking the barmaid, Irene. Not sure what's happened to Sam, but they've both been punished after freeing the slaves, so not really sure where this is going. I'll be honest, I didn't read the blurb before starting this, so I don't know what the point of this book is. It's only 20:10. I'm gonna read probably till about at least midnight tonight. I do have work tomorrow, so I can't stay up later than that, but we'll give it a good go. Okay, I am becoming invested. She's got to the silent assassin's place in the desert, and I've just seen a flashback of what happened when Arabin like basically beat her black and blue because she freed the slaves, and they had to hold Sam back, and he was like screaming at them to stop, so he's clearly in love with her. I like that Ansel girl. They've literally just stolen these like magical horses and rode through the desert, and then the master has agreed to train her one-on-one now. I think I'm gonna finish this chapter and then go to bed because it's 5 to midnight. Day 3. I think I'm gonna finish this today. I'm just really, really invested now, so I wanna read it fast. Let's see where this is gonna go. I need my little wheat bag today because I am unfortunately an endometriosis and polycystic ovaries girly, and I'm in a significant amount of pain right now. Ansel has poisoned her. Sorry? Why would she do that? They've basically kicked her out early, but she's got her letter of approval. Not really sure why they've done that, to be honest, but she's riding off into the desert, so I'm assuming she's gonna go home. I'm quite excited for her reunion with Sam, I can't lie. I think Ansel is a double crosser. She's just ripped open the letter from the Silent Master and it was blank. She thinks that Ansel has sent her away so that Lord Beric's men can then march on the assassin's like home. Okay, so I'm on to the assassin in the underworld now. She went back, she saved the Silent Master. He's written his own letter of recommendation and given her gold to buy out her debt from Arabin. She let Ansel go, didn't kill her and gave her back her dad's sword. Like, I really like those chapters, I can't lie. Give Mummy a kiss. Thank you. Arabin's just apologised to her. I don't know if I believe that it's sincere. Where is Sam? Where is he? You want to know what price I asked for forgiving Arabin, Selena? My price was his oath that he'd never lay a hand on you again. I told him I'd forgive him in exchange for that. Oh, Sam. This boy is so clearly in love with her. Why is she so blind? All of the thoughts and feelings that she had towards him when she was in the desert, why has she come back and they've just all disappeared? Silly little girl. Okay, so her and Sam have just been to some party to kind of scope out their target, and this guy tried to dance with her and he was like, she's taken. She's spoken for, he said. She was saying like, go dance with Lysandra. And he said, I don't want to be with Lysandra. I don't want to be with anyone else and you're a fool for not seeing it. I'm obsessed. I want them to get together. Like, I know this is not a romance at all. The romance element is given. Like, I'm a romance girly through and through, so you can't even see my head. Just give me it. Oh my god, he's trying to save her from the sewer. I can't cope. Take my body home to Terrasen, Sam. Stop it. The devastation, like, you could tell he was like, please, like, don't take her from me. If she doesn't get with him after he saves her, I swear to god. Sam wants to leave to go somewhere that's thousands of miles away. Please don't leave. Oh my god. We've had a love confession. I'm not well. I've been waiting for this. Oh, Sam. I'm so happy right now. Oh my god, I knew when she'd asked the dressmaker guy to put the spider silk over the heart in one of the suits, I knew it was going to be for Sam. I just knew it. I don't know why she's not told him the truth. Like, tell him you did something nice for him. I fucking knew it. This Arabin guy is horrible. He's tricked her into killing that man. They're not trying to stop the slave trade at all. They're gonna help it happen. Oh, she's paid off Sam's debt. Oh, I got a bad feeling. He knows about her and Sam having a thing. Oh, I hate Lysandra. What a rat. The Assassin and the Empire. I think this is the last section. They're gonna go and visit Arabin and ask him for permission to leave the city. I don't think he's gonna just let him go. I definitely don't think he's gonna just let him go. He's not done with them yet, definitely. Oof. Selena's just got home and Arabin is sitting on her couch. What's going on? I don't like this. I got a very bad feeling about this. I'm gonna stop there because it's the end of a chapter. I've got that much left. I'm gonna go and grab a shower. I'm going to a hen do this weekend and I've got a 4-hour drive. I'm driving from Manchester down to like past London. So I'm setting off at like 8 AM. So I don't know how much I'm actually gonna get to read this weekend, but I'll be having a nice time, so it's fine. I'm definitely gonna finish this tonight. I'm hoping to start Throne of Glass tonight as well, but I don't know how much I'm gonna actually manage to get through. Okay, I'm showered, I'm in bed, let's crack on. So this bastard's in her house. I'm scared. Guys, I'm scared. He's literally just trying to get into her head, telling her that he really did love her and please don't go. Fuck off. Who the fuck do you think you are after everything you've done? Go away. I'm glad she told him to get out of her house. I have just read something that I've seen on TikTok a while ago. I didn't know it was to do with Throne of Glass, but it was a spoiler about this guy who died. I had a sneaky suspicion because I remember the name was Sam and it was like, I am Sam something and I will not be afraid. That was the spoiler. And people have been like crying over it, whatever. I had a sneaky suspicion that it was this Sam, and he's just told her when he's afraid, he says, my name is Sam Cortland and I will not be afraid. So Sam fucking dies. I don't want him to die. I don't want him to die. Quick break to reheat my wheat bag. Oh, this is honestly horrendous. Pray for me on this 4-hour drive tomorrow, guys. I've got about 40 pages left. I'm starting to get nervous. I don't want Sam to die. I really don't want him to die. Sam's not come home after going out to kill that guy. And she waited up all night. She went to look for him and couldn't find him. And now it's the morning and she's gone to find him again and she can't find him anywhere. Please don't let him be dying already. Oh, I can't cope. Oh, God. Arabin's turned up there and told her that he's dead, and they took his body to the keep because they thought he still lived there. And they left him there as a message. Oh my God. Oh my God. The things they did to it. This book has ruined my entire day. So Selena is currently fighting Farron and Jane. She's just killed Jane and Farron sat back waiting. I've just had a really horrible feeling that Arabin is the one who set up Sam's death, because they were just talking outside her room about let's go and kill them and we can make a leap through the window from the roof. And then he locked her in her room, probably knowing she was actually awake and that she'd follow them, because she just got there and none of them were there. So if they were apparently going right there to kill them, why weren't they there? She's burst through the window and they were all basically there waiting for her, but Arabin and that is nowhere to be seen. So I just feel like they were the ones, because he knew about the job, they helped him kill Sam. And now they're trying to get rid of her as well. This Farron guy's trading her off to the king, and she's trying to ask who has betrayed her, and I still think it's Arabin. Wesley tried to tell her something, but she knocked him out on her way. I think it's Arabin. It's not been said, but I think he set her up. She's been sentenced to 9 lives worth of labour in the salt mines. Farron and Arabin watch from a rooftop as the prison wagon is escorted out of the city. So he is the one who's betrayed her then. What a dickhead. Why did you do it? Farron's asked him, and Arabin said, because I don't like sharing my belongings. Oh my God, you've done that to Sam because you don't want to share her. Oh, you evil son of a bitch. Finished. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this. I didn't expect this to break my heart as much as it has. Yeah, what a great book. I'm thinking this is a 4.5. I'm gonna go write my review. It's 11 PM. I might read Throne of Glass for like half an hour. Let's do it. She's been a slave for a year. Oh, how sad. Okay, I need to call it a night. I've read 14 pages. So the prince has pulled her into the throne room. He says he has a proposition for her. I don't know what it is, but she said she's listening. I am very intrigued. I'm going to put my bookmark right there. So far so good. Okay, I've just got home after an almost 5-hour drive. I've been to a hen do this weekend. I've had the most amazing time. I've barely read anything, but I have managed to read like a tiny bit. I had read 2 chapters on day 2. No, day 3. Yeah, day 3 I'd read 2 chapters. So yesterday was day 4, so I'd read, I think I read 2 chapters. So today's day 5. I'm on chapter 7. So I've literally just walked through the door now. I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea because I'm absolutely exhausted. I probably look it. I probably look a bit of a sweaty mess, not gonna lie. Yeah, make a cup of tea, I'm gonna get into pyjamas and I'm gonna read until I fall asleep. So I will bring the camera down. So nothing, obviously I've not really progressed that much, nothing much further has happened. The prince has told her that he wants her to be his champion and she will win her freedom if she works for them for, I think they bargained for 4 years. It was supposed to be 6. She's whittled it down to 4. So now they're on their way to the kingdom where she's going to come face to face with the king after a year since he sentenced her. I don't know where this is going to go, but I'm enjoying it very much. So she's just borrowed some books from the prince and they wrote each other a letter. And I have a sneaky suspicion that this is going to go down the route of potential relationship with the prince. Because the prince has had a conversation with his dad and his dad said, like, don't even think about getting into a relationship or, like, starting anything, obviously not in those words, with the assassin. So I feel like he's going to try and do it to piss off his dad. Oh my god, I'm so tired, sorry. I'm not over Sam. I know, obviously, Sam's dead, so it's not like she can never move on, but I feel like it's only been a year. I'm not ready for her to move on. Sam's death was a couple of days ago for me. Like, I'm not ready for you to move on yet. Let's see how this is going to play out. I think I'm going to read one more chapter, then I'm going to call it a night. Okay, you know how I just said I thought she might have something with the prince? Now I'm thinking she might have something with Kale, the god guy. He's just taken her to see the king and they got to the door and he said her name and she said yes and he said, you look rather pretty today. Is there 2 possible love interests in this? Is this a love triangle? No, I'm still not over Sam. I'm not over this. Yeah, I'm stopping there. This chapter's too long. It's day 6. I'm 66 pages in. I'm really torn between whether it's going to be the prince or the guard who's the love interest. Or maybe it will be both, like I thought last night. I don't know. Kale definitely likes her because it's just had a sort of, obviously it's 3rd person, but we've had like one of his sort of POVs. He basically wants her to win the championship and serve her time and then be gone because he's like kind of drawn to her. I wonder if we'll also get the prince's POV. I have a little bit of a theory. In the Assassin's Blade, Arabin kept taunting Selena and saying some things to Sam about, oh, ask her about like where she came from kind of thing and like how he found her before he brought her into the Assassin's Guild. And she's just saying now, somebody had mentioned like a town in Terrasen, and she said it had been 10 years since the royal family had been butchered, 10 years since the king of Adarlan had marched his army in, 10 years since Terrasen met its doom with bowed heads in silence. And I'm just thinking, obviously she's 18 now, she was 8 when she got pulled out, and I'm wondering, is she the daughter of the royal family? And they were all killed, and she managed to be rescued, escape, whatever, and got taken into the Assassin's Guild. Is she a long-lost princess? I hope so. Why didn't she want to talk about it? I am convinced that Kale likes her. I don't know how I feel about this. I'm still very much devastated over Sam, which I've said. But it's not like, obviously I don't want her to be alone forever. And I do love a forbidden romance. Enemies to lovers. Prisoner and guard. It's given. There's something or someone killing the contestants that are in the competition for champion and they're getting ripped to shreds, which is making me think it's some sort of monster. Obviously this is a fantasy, so what could it be? Because like magic and that hasn't been around for however many years, so what is it? She's also recently told Dorian about Sam, which was really sad. Like, she didn't say what happened, just that he died and she was playing the piano and he was watching. That was really sad. At this point, I definitely feel like we're heading into love triangle territory. I'm kind of rooting for Kale at this point, not the prince. Although I do like them both for their own reasons. I think there's a lot more depth to Dorian than we realise at this point. And I like the little glimmers, I like the little like snippets into Kale's mind where he's kind of, I think he's softening towards Selena. The more he learns about her, the more he realises she's not just an assassin. She's actually gone through a lot. It's giving possessive, you know, when we have like a who did this to you moment and the way that the MMC feels about something that's happened to her. I'm kind of getting that energy from Kale, and I'm not mad at it. So both the prince and the guard turned up at her room after the feast, and they caught each other there. Kale's just given her a ring, like that was a favour at the feast apparently, and he brought one for her as a gift. I'm giggling. I like this very much. Verin and Cain told her the other day that they know she's Selena Sardothian. She's just had to fight Verin in a fight and basically like kicked his ass in front of everyone. I get why they're trying to conceal her identity, but I also hate it for her. Like, I feel indignant on her behalf that she's having to pretend that she's less than, because like how good she is. So the fact that she got to show him like, this is what I can do. Take that, bitches. So Duke Perrington was the one who told Cain and Verin that Selena is who she is. And now Kale is getting the impression that he's watching him, and it says his gaze fell upon a black ring on his left hand and darkened, as if his pupils had expanded to encompass all of each eye. I'm thinking, so basically this creature that's killing the champions, they think it's being controlled by a person. Could that possibly be this Perrington guy? Because he's desperate for Cain to win, so he's taken out the competition. Cain has just met her outside and he was like holding his throat and gaping like a fish. Didn't say a word. And then ran off at like faster than human speed. And she keeps saying that he's like getting bigger every time she sees him. I'm thinking that Perrington guy is the master and Cain is actually the monster, and he's like mutating into this monster and then mutating back, and I'm not sure if he's aware of it or not, but that would explain some things. This Coltane girl, she's a psychopath. Why is she so obsessed with Dorian? Like, get a grip. She's leading on this Perrington guy. Like, it's giving desperate. It's giving desperation, and it's not a good look. Dorian's just kissed her on the cheek. He 100% likes her. She's also said that she would like to kiss him in her head. She hasn't said it to him. But Kale also definitely likes her. They've both got different dynamics with her, and I think that she likes him as well. I genuinely don't know which one she's going to pick, and I don't think it's going to be both. And at this point, I don't know which guy I like more. She's told Dorian about Sam, but she's told Kale about some of her past and the things that have happened to her. So she's being vulnerable with them both. I genuinely don't know which way this is going to go. She's just found Princess Nehemia in the library reading a book. So basically Nehemia had asked her to teach her the common tongue. She was reading like a really advanced book, and she was like, you can't read at that level yet. And she was like, basically you're like every other fool in this castle then, aren't you? And a piece of paper fell out of the book as she like stormed away, and it was a photo of one of those markings that have been found on like the dead bodies and around the castle and stuff. So that's suspicious as hell. It's Yulemas, and Dorian has just gifted Selena one of the puppies that his dog had. That's so fucking cute, but I swear to God, if she has this pet dog, just for it to get killed off by somebody and have me sobbing over a dog, a fictional dog, which I have been known to do, I'm going to be livid. I just got finger tingles for the second time reading this book. And for the second time it was because of Kale. She's infiltrated this Christmas ball, the Yulemas ball, and she'd asked him to dance, and he said, would you? No. She said, you didn't need to be so cruel. And he was like, no, Perrington's over there. Let's not draw like unnecessary attention. She said, coward. And it says, Kale's eyes softened. If he weren't here, I would have said yes. Finger tingles. Love to see it. So she's dancing with Dorian, and some guy has come up to Kale and said, who's the girl, basically? And is the prince with her? And he was like, no. Why? And she was like, because he looks like he's in love with her. But I think Kale is secretly in love with her too. And she's just realised, staring at him when she asked him to dance, that she's like, I didn't know how I didn't notice this before. So she's seeing something in him as well. Which one will she choose? Dorian's just kissed her. She's chickened out, remembering like who he is, and was like, good night. He's left and gone back to his room thinking, I have to have her. Consequences be damned, like, don't count, my dad says I need to find a way to have her. And Kale is watching her from the balcony as she like reminisced the night out there. He was in the gardens watching. God! He needs to step up his game. Dorian's in the lead here. I kind of think I want her to be with Chaol. She's just named her puppy Fleetfoot. Fleetfoot. It's quite cute. Perrington has just told Caltaine who Selena is and coerced her into agreeing to drug her for the last trial thingy. This girl is honestly unhinged. She thinks she'll have the prince. The prince can't stand you, love. You do not have a chance with the prince. She's just stumbled upon Cain and the creature. I fucking knew it was him. And he's like locked her in there with it. So he said it wasn't supposed to be you tonight, but basically you'll do. So he's locked her in the room with this thing and it's trying to kill her. Selena has killed the creature, but it's bitten her on the hand and she's just made it back to her room and was... Camera was falling. She's just made it back to her room and she's basically passing out and Nehemia has found her and carried her into the bathroom. She was chanting in the words for those symbols. Even though she wasn't responsible for the creature, she knows exactly what that language was all about. So she's told Nehemia everything about who she is. But then she won't tell Chaol about Cain or the creature or anything. I don't understand that, why she keeps things to herself. The king has returned. They've got like the final tests coming up. I'm nearly finished. I'm going to stop there because it's well after midnight. Where's my phone? It is... Oh God, it's 20 to 1. I start work at 8. Okay, let's go to bed. We'll finish this tomorrow. Start book 3. We're on day 7. I'm definitely going to finish this today. It's a very, very miserable rainy day, so I'm going to spend my lunch break reading because I'm not... Sometimes I go out and take my dogs at dinner, depending. Sometimes I wait till after work, but I'm not going anywhere if it's raining like this. So I'll spend my dinner break reading, and then I've got no plans this evening. My plans this evening is this. She's warned Knox and he's left the competition. She's warned him about the creature and Cain and stuff, so... And he's figured out who she was without her having to tell him. I'm kind of glad that he survived. I liked him. Caltaine has just drugged Selena's cup. I'm quite nervous now. Help me, I'm scared. They're doing the final, duel, and Selena's about to fight Grave. Chaol has just given her his own sword to fight him with. Oh God, she's won against Grave and she's drank the wine and now the king's not giving her any rest time. She has to go straight into the fight with Cain. I'm scared. Elena's come to try and help her. She's taken the poison out of her body, but she's been absolutely battered by Cain. So now she's gonna fight him without the poison, but she's like a shell of a person. Okay, she's beat Cain. He's now tried to kill Selena, so Chaol has killed him. Dorian's admitted to himself that he loves her and he's carrying her off to be saved, and Cain was saying stuff to her in the fight about her parents and that, and how did it feel to wake up between them drenched in their blood and stuff. And I still think her parents were some sort of royalty and she's like a long lost princess or something, because why is she so determined that other people can't know about it? I don't get why, but I think it was something to do with the current king. He's the one responsible for her parents' death, and he's obviously, he conquered Terrace End, didn't he? So I've got 30 pages left. One good thing to come out of this, the Duke has set Caltaine up. She just said, I thought you said this drug would work. And he's like, what is that, poison? She was like, yeah, you gave it to me. And he's basically dobbed her in and said she's poisoned her, but off her own back. So she's just been dragged away. I'm very happy. Perrington and the king are conspiring together. They've both got magic. So that black ring that Perrington had on, which made me think he was controlling Cain. I don't think he was actually controlling Cain, but I think, or unless he was doing mind control over him, but he was using mind control over Caltaine. And that's why she was getting headaches and has been smoking a lot. So they're up to something. So they were hoping that the king didn't know about these word marks, but he does. So clearly he's evil and he's going to be a big player throughout the series, I would imagine. Chaol finally came to visit her after a week, and clearly he's not taken seeing her being nearly defeated in the trial very well. But she hugged him and he hugged her back, and then the prince walked in and was like, am I interrupting something here? And basically said that the king has now decided to issue her contract. And she's like, well, I can't be with you if I'm the king's champion. And he was like, we'll keep it a secret. And she said, no, I have enough secrets to keep, and then at the end of the 4 years I'm gonna finally be free, so see you later, basically. So he's obviously devoed because he's in love with her, so he's just left now. Finished. I really loved it. I need to think about my rating. I'm not sure. I think I loved it more than the Assassin's Blade, but the Assassin's Blade had more of an emotional impact on me. I really did love this though. I need to have a think. I need to deliberate, put it out to the jury. The king has just made her sign her contract and said if she doesn't return from any of her missions, he'll kill Kael and he'll kill Nehemia. Why is he such a bastard? But I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Okay, we are diving in to Crown of Midnight. I'm really, really excited. I can't remember if I said in my wrap up, I think I'd said I hadn't decided what star rating I was going to give it. I've gone with 4.75. I'm so excited to dive into this. Also, can't remember whether I said in my other video, I feel like Selena has some sort of magic as well. So I've already said I think that she's some sort of long lost like princess, but I think that she has magic that's obviously like been outlawed by the king and stuff because of that word mark that she had on her head. And the way that Queen Elena has been coming to her and the things that she's been saying have been very, very ominous and kind of vague, but it's just giving me that vibe. So she's set out on her missions to kill as the king's champion. She's not actually killing anybody, she's getting corpses and telling the people to flee. So our little assassin's going straight. I love that for her though, because fuck the king. Like, why should she carry out his bidding? He's an absolute twat. So good for you, but I don't know why she's lying to Kael about it. Maybe she's worried that she can't fully trust him yet and that he will like uphold his duty to the king and Dorian and tell them the truth maybe. But they just shared a little hug and it was giving kiss me vibes. I really hope there's something that goes on there, you know. But I don't know how Dorian's going to take it because Dorian is now thinking, I wonder if she even liked me at all. Like, I don't want him to be hurt, but her and Kael need to get it on. I do still miss Sam though. Still fresh for me. It's only been a few days. Dorian's cousin has arrived and he's given very much sleazy vibes. Dorian has just gone to her room to see her and she's basically told him, you need to leave me alone, and he's like a kicked puppy. I do feel really bad for him, but I do very much want her to be with Kael now. So Kael has just told Selena that Farran, the guy who killed Sam, was killed 9 months ago by Wesley, who was Arabin's personal guard. Wesley was the one who tried to stop her that night and she didn't listen. Arabin then killed Wesley in a horrible, horrible way, but she's just realised that it was Arabin who has betrayed her and Sam because he was obviously working with Farran if he's killed Wesley for killing him. Oh, poor Wesley. Like, obviously he didn't have a big role, but the fact that he really cared for Sam and he tried to warn Selena and tell her not to go into the trap before she was arrested. How tight. So she's finally told Kael about Sam and he's told her about this girl he used to see, and she basically slept with that Roland, Dorian's cousin, and that's why he hates him. So he's definitely a sleazebag. I'm kind of glad that she's told him about Sam though, so at least he knows, like, my battery just died while I was mid-sentence. Yeah, I was saying at least he knows that she's got like history there and like some trauma and stuff, so hopefully that will bring them closer. Couple of updates. We now have a talking door knocker that's attached to the tomb where Elena and her husband's sarcophagus where their sarcophaguses are. He's called Mort. Basically told her she's got no choice. She has to be the one to take down the king. Selena and Kael have gone into town to meet with Archer, who's her next target for the king, but Archer is a courtesan who she knows from her days living in the Assassin's Keep. Obviously we know she's not going to kill him anyway, but she's going to meet with him for dinner, and Kael was jealous. We liked it very much. Right, she's just got into the carriage with Archer and told him the king sent me to kill you, and he's like freaking out and is telling her everything he's heard about this rebel group who want to take down the king. And he said, there's a group that's formed right here in Rifthold and they want to put Aelin Galathinius? How the fuck do you say that? Galathinius? Aelin Galathinius back on Terrasen's throne. And it says her heart stopped beating. Aelin Galathinius, the lost heir of Terrasen. And she says, Aelin Galathinius is dead. And he said, they don't think so. They say she's alive. I bet you that's Selena. That's her. She's the lost heir of Terrasen. I'm fucking telling you now. I've said it since Throne of Glass. That's her. I love figuring out plot twists. She's gone to this party to find information about this rebel group, and the guy whose party it is, Davis, has caught her snooping and he's slashed her with a poison knife. So she's just fucking killed him and now she's running for her life before this poison renders her immobile. She's trying to dash back to the castle. Don't think she's gonna make it somehow. Well, she fucking made it. And she made it to Kael's office and managed to tell him what she'd been poisoned with. And he's flew through the room because he's in love with her. Yes. Immediately yes. Give me this. Okay, I'm calling it a night. It is 10 to midnight. She's just found another secret passageway like the one in her bedroom, but this one's in the library, and it's led her to this massive iron door. She's stuck her knife underneath to look at like the reflection, and she saw like eyes glowing in there, like some sort of animal. So that's where we're at. We're on chapter 15, page 115. Maybe finish this tomorrow, do I think? Day 8. We're not doing too bad. I do still stand by it that I think I'm going to finish this today. So stay tuned for updates, obviously. What's the next book called? Heir of Fire is next. So I may not start that tonight, but I'd like to think I can finish this tonight. 300 pages. I've done more than that in a day before. This singer's come to perform for like the court, and Selena and Kael are sat next to each other, and she's crying because she really loves music, and she cried when she went to the theatre with Arabin and Sam. So they're like looking at each other and like they've got this connection, and then Dorian's watching from across the room, and he's like thinking to himself, she never looked at me like that. He thinks that she deserves somebody loyal and brave like Kael, and Dorian's thinking that he himself deserves somebody who will look at him like that when she never did. He closed his eyes, took another long breath, and when he opened his eyes, he let her go. Oh, bless him. I do feel really bad for him, but she just needs to be with Kael. Like, it's not a want, it's a need. Like, this has to happen. This has to happen, okay? Oh my god, the king has killed the singer because she was singing songs about magic. Oh, that's awful. I hate him. I hate the king. Kael has just asked her to dance with him. She's having to do like guard duty at this ball for Prince Hollin, who's Dorian's little brother. And she snuck off outside to waltz by herself, and Kael caught her and he's asked her to dance with him. My god. Dorian has just stood up to his dad for the first time in a council meeting, and then he left the room, like he stormed out and punched the wall, and it spread like spider webs and like the window smashed and stuff, and his knuckles were fine, and like all the debris was like in a perfect circle around him. He's got magic. Nehemia's just said something to him in the ball the night before about like you have a power inside of you that you're unaware of kind of thing. Clearly talking about magic because she's like all tuned into all that stuff. The plot thickens. This is making me feel so giddy. The build up of the relationship between Selena and Kael, it's making me feel like how it was between Selena and Sam. Like, I'm actually giggling. Like when I started reading Throne of Glass and I knew there was potential between her and Dorian and then also her and Kael, I didn't think I would be as invested as I was with Sam. Obviously I've said that I wasn't ready for her to move on with somebody else, but this is just giving everything I want. So Selena's been out all day. She's just come home and Kael was waiting in her room for her to like comfort her, and he's brought her chocolate cake. And they've just shared this really like intimate hug. And then she said like, basically regardless of what's happened to bring us here, I'm glad it's brought me to you. I'm fucking unwell. Jump scare. I've just straightened my hair. It's Kael's birthday and Selena has sorted something. When they went to the stables with Dorian and he gifted Kael a horse for his birthday, which was in a couple of days, and asked, what are you doing on the day? And Selena said, we have plans. What is she planning? Selena has just told Kael that she's not been killing any of the targets that the king has sent her to kill. And he's not taking it very well. Oh, and they've just had such a nice dinner for his birthday as well. Oh my god. This is this is so YA, but I'm fucking here for it. They've made up. They've kissed and made up. He has said that when she leaves, because her plan is to like try and get out of this contract with the king and leave far away, and he said he would be a fool to let her go alone, like where she goes he goes basically. And then they've kissed and then they've gone home and they can't keep their hands off each other and they've gone into her room and fade to black, but I'm so happy. Oh, I'm having a great time here. Great old time. Okay, so Selena and Nehemia have just had a fight because Nehemia is basically saying like, we're gonna like rise up against the king and I want you to help us, I want you to help me plan and stuff, and she's like, no, there is no beating him, like he literally destroyed Terrasen and that was like the greatest city, country, whatever. There is no hope. So she's called her a coward, and she was like, say that again, and she said, you're a coward. And she said, don't come crying to me when all your people are dead on the floor, basically. And the next chapter is, it just says the queen and the princess. It doesn't say names, but I'm assuming it says like the ancient queen. So that's Elena, and the princess I'm assuming is Nehemia, and she's saying one of them has to break. And she said, I know, but the prince isn't ready, it has to be her. And she said, do you understand what I'm asking of you? And she said, yeah. And then the queen said, so do what needs to be done. Then the princess has said, she won't understand, and when she goes over the edge, there'll be nothing to pull her back. And the queen said, she'll find her way back, she always does. I swear to God, if Nehemia does something to quote unquote break her in terms of hurting people she cares about, aka Keol, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. If he dies, oh my God, God help me. If he better not die in this whole series, he better not fucking die. I swear to God. You can have one, you can't have two, please. I actually don't think I'll be able to cope. She's just thought that it's like the Sam scenario all over again, so she's like sprinted back to his room because she's been out for the day doing whatever she needs to do, and he still isn't there. So she's not realised that he'd been taken, and there's a note left to her saying that we have the captain, meet us here and come alone, otherwise he'll die, and we'll leave what's left of him on the banks of the Avery. I cannot cope. She's basically going feral now. She's going to fucking kill them all, and this is literally giving deja vu. Okay, so he was taken by Archer, the bloody male courtesan who Selena was gonna help fake his death after getting information on like the rebels. So he's been working with Nehemia for 6 months to rally these people to fight against the king. So Archer's been playing her basically the whole time. They found out that the king wants to question Nehemia, so they've taken Keol because they thought he was the one going to be questioning her when it's actually the king, but they only realised like after they'd already taken him. So Selena's gone there, she's like killed loads of them, has got Keol back, and Archer's told her the truth now and basically said the king is taking Nehemia. She wanted to stay to find out what questions they're going to ask her, but they don't think they're actually going to ask her questions, they think they're going to kill her. Archer had sent men to the castle to try and help her, and he thinks by the time they get there she'll be dead already. I don't want her to die. Is that possibly what the queen meant when she said you need to do what needs to be done, and this is the act that will break Selena, maybe because Nehemia is like her best friend? Oh, I don't want her to die, I like her, but if I had to pick between her dying and Keol dying, it's gonna be her. Oh, she's dead. Why is the king so evil? Oh, I'm really sad. She's now attacking Keol because Archer's people told her that he knew about the interrogation, which he did, but he was told they were going to question her, not that they were going to fucking kill her. But she's obviously like lost it because she's devastated. Now she's attacking him. Oh God. She's actually tried to fucking kill him with a dagger to the heart. Somebody stopped her and knocked her out, and now Keol has taken her to the dungeon. I'm having heart palpitations. I thought it was Dorian's magic that stopped Selena's knife from killing Keol. And it's just been confirmed in Dorian's POV. And then she's been down in the dungeons for like 4 days drinking this drugged water to just keep her sedated. But she knew it was drugs. She was doing it on purpose because she just didn't want to. She just doesn't want to be alive. Anyway, Keol's brought her back up to her room now, and he's come to the realization that he's lost her and he doesn't think she'll ever let him back in again. And from her thoughts before that, that's certainly what she's thinking. Like she doesn't trust him now. Oh, why did it have to be so perfect just to get fucking ripped away? We're back in my favourite place. I have brought Heir of Fire down. Am I being a bit optimistic? Who knows, but we're finishing this tonight, come hell or high water. So Selena thinks Grave killed Nehemia. He was one of the people in the trial who killed people in really gruesome ways, and because of the way her and her guards were killed, she thinks it was him. So she's breaking out of the castle to go find him and kill him. So it was Grave. She's found him, of course she has, and she's now torturing him to tell her who hired him. I think it was the king, because who else would it be? He was conveniently at dinner with his family, so he had an alibi. Keol has just had a horrible dinner with his dad. His dad's as much as a prick as the king, to be honest. Basically saying that he failed to protect the princess and war is coming now and it's his fault. Fuck off. He was kidnapped. It wasn't his fault. So many people in this series are pissing me off, but I'm having a great time. I love it. Oh, so she's gone back down to the dungeon, like the secret passageway from her room, and spoken to the magic doorknob. And she's figured out the riddle with the necklace and the eye and stuff, and then realised that Nehemia had been down there. So Selena had taken her down there, but she'd been down there before because Mort, the door knocker, let it slip. So she was hiding loads of things. So I am intrigued as to what else she knew and was keeping from her. And then Selena's gone to her grave and like mourned for her, and Kale's tried to speak to her and she just stared at him. She's just fully doesn't trust him at all. So Kale has just realised that Selena has come from nobility in Terrasen. I don't think, like, well, it's not even been said that she's this Aelin. I'm not even going to pretend to pronounce her surname without seeing it written down. Galala, whatever. Like, that's who I think she is. But so he's not realised that, but he's realised that she comes from nobility because she sang a song for Nehemia. And Kale's gone to the library to find out, like, what songs are sung at different funerals and that for throughout time. Like, is there a record of it? And he's saying, like, it doesn't matter what territory her parents lorded over, if she ever takes up the mantle that she'd lost, and if Terrasen ever got to its feet, then she's potentially capable of standing against a Darlan, and that makes her more than just his enemy. It makes her the greatest threat he's ever encountered. Sort of gone from enemies where he dragged her out the mines to lovers, back to fucking enemies. Oh my god. I really hope he's going to try and speak to her and not just, like, kill her or something. Oh, please. I can't cope. My heart can't take this. She's just gone to meet Dorian for dinner. He's invited her to his room. And she just made a comment about Roland, his cousin, you know, the sleazy one. He said, oh no, Roland's been suffering with terrible headaches recently. Do you know what that means? That means that Perrington guy and the king are controlling him with magic, like they were doing to Cultane, because she was getting headaches. They're going to make him part of their evil plan, whatever the plan is going to be. Oh, just nobody safe. So, Dorian went to visit Baba Yellowlegs from this circus that his mum's brought in for his little brother's birthday. She's like a witch. And he asked her some questions. Selena's just gone to see her to figure out this riddle that she's just found down in the tomb where the sarcophagi are. The witch has told her that basically the three things that you need to find are these word keys. And the word is like the different dimensions between worlds. So they've figured out that the king has one of the word keys, and that's how he's so powerful. That's how he was able to take down Terrasen and the other like kingdoms that he's like taken over. So that's how he's so powerful, and that's where he's getting his magic from. The witch has like disappeared. They've gone into like this house of mirrors. The witch has fucking disappeared. So Selena's pulled out her daggers and the witch has like knocked her out with chains. She's killed the witch, but the witch has sold Dorian's secrets to somebody. So Dorian was asking her like about people with magic and can somebody just develop magic, and like is all magic definitely gone, because obviously he's started to manifest his own magic. So somebody is aware that he's been asking those types of questions, and it's quite obvious that he's asking him about him fucking self. She's found this book that's she's using the word mark to unlock a door to go back to the library. Do you remember when she went to the library and she put the knife underneath and those eyes were staring back at her? She's just gone in there and it's like a labyrinth, and she's wound her way all the way in, and it's led to the clock tower. The clock tower is where, when she was dueling with Cain, she was poisoned in that and she could see the other dimensions, and all those creatures were coming from the clock tower, so she's got a really bad feeling. So she's just trying to retrace her steps, and all the lights, like the torches that she'd lit, have been put out. So she's put her own out, so she's not like a beacon, and she's gone dead silent, and she just heard breathing and it wasn't hers. Dorian has also, he followed her in there. She didn't notice that he'd followed her, so he was like staying behind, and he's like, his own magic is telling him like, this is a bad place to be, you need to get out. So he's gone further in to go and get her. But the breathing isn't him, because it's now gone to a different POV. It peered out from the shadows of the cell, food for the first time in months. She was so warm, so teeming with life. So some sort of creature is in there with her. Got about 50 pages left. Things just getting crazy. So they ended up trapping the creature, and I think she's killed it. Whether it can like resurrect itself, who even knows. But Dorian's like outright revealed his magic to Selena, and then they've both had a conversation about what he can do, and she's told him some things but hasn't really told him of his dad's involvement because she doesn't want to break his heart, which I think is very noble because his dad is a piece of shit. So Selena is going to try and open a portal to the other world to speak to Nehemia. Dorian is asleep, and you know how like Elena has been coming to Selena? Gavin, the first king, has just appeared to Dorian in his dream and said, a line that should never be crossed is about to be breached, and it puts the entire castle in jeopardy and the life of your friend. Go now or lose her forever. So Dorian's like sprinting to find her. Clearly it's going to kill her or something. So she's opened the portal, she's spoken to Nehemia very, very briefly, and she's told her don't ever open this portal again, or like it won't be me that greets you and you won't survive it. She's told her like what she needed to hear, and then she's walked away, and Archer is there, the fucking male courtesan, and she's like, what the hell are you doing here? And he said that I've been tracking you. Nehemia told me about the passages, showed me the way in, and I've been down here like nearly every night since she died. So Selena's trying to remove the marks off the wall to close this portal, and he's like, what are you doing? And he's like trying to lunge past her and stuff. She's just noticed a snake tattoo on his wrist as he's trying to like grab her. She's seen this tattoo before, and Nehemia had drawn it in one of the books and then had wrote do not trust, and so she's obviously it means do not trust Archer. So Archer has said all along he was working with her, but Nehemia is saying don't trust him, and now he's there trying to get into this fucking portal. Fucking hell, I'm getting stressed here. So Archer was the one who actually killed Nehemia, and he hired Grave, pretending to be the minister that's gone to jail for it, and he was just wearing like a cloak and stuff, so he didn't realise it was him. Basically, the movement wanted to take these word keys and become powerful like the king, instead of stopping the king, and Nehemia was like, no, like we're not having a load of tyrants instead of just one to deal with, like that's not what we're doing, so he's killed her. Selena's pretending to be on his side, and she's just tried to stab him, but he whirled out the way, and she's got his shoulder, not his heart, and then something's just stepped through the portal, and she thought it was Nehemia again, and it's not, and now it's switched to Chaol's point of view. Oh, you fucking stupid little bitch. Archer, Chaol is now fighting this monster that's come through. Selena was like unconscious on the floor. Archer has the book. Dorian's like fighting it with his magic. Chaol's hurt, and they're saying like we need to close the portal, and she said to Archer, give me the book, and this fucking little stupid bitch has taken the book and just pissed off, just like ran down the corridor. Good one. Just leave everyone to die then. You do you. The creature's taken the dog through the portal. It's taken Fleetfoot and dragged it into the portal. Oh no god, I don't feel well. I've got 20 pages left, just pray. Everybody pray. Okay, hold my hand. Oh fuck, Chaol's gone through the portal after the dog. Selena's Fae. Okay, so she's got magic. Chaol's gone back through with Fleetfoot. Chaol's pulled her back through as well. I think Chaol is scared of her now. She's killed Archer. Good. Like, how can one courtesan be so scheming and evil? Why is everybody so fucking evil? She's told Chaol that she's Fae, and that she used to have trouble switching between her Fae form and her human form when she was a kid, and when all magic was like taken away 10 years ago, she's lost the ability to shift, so she was only able to do it because she went into that portal. So she's told him everything except for what the king's been up to. I don't know why she's not telling anybody what the king's actually up to. Chaol has said he's not going to tell anybody that she's Fae, and she's saying that she can't trust him, even though if she knows that Nehemia's death wasn't his fault, she still can't trust him. Like, she just can't forget that night. And he said, like, we both made mistakes. Because she said, I'm sorry for what I did to you, because she'd obviously attacked him. And he said, we both made mistakes. She said, how can you still look at me like that when you know what I truly am? And he said, Fae or assassin, no matter what you are, I... And she said, don't say it. And I think he was going to say, I love you. And she's told him not to fucking say it. So they're clearly not getting back together. Chaol has just gone to see his dad after like processing what he's just learned, and he said that basically I'm going to tell the king tomorrow that I think the champion, Selena, should go to Wendlin to dispatch the royal family, and I want you to support me. And he said, if I support you, then what will I get in return? And he said, then I'll go back to Aniel with you, I'll leave my position as captain and I'll return home. And he's doing it because Wendlin is the last stronghold of the Fae. He thinks if she goes there then she'll be safe. So he's going to go back to his family who've disowned him and somewhere he really doesn't want to be, and give up the job that he loves, even though he knows he can't be with her because he wants her to be safe. Why? She's told Chaol everything on the dock as she's ready to board, and then she's whispered something in his ear, but it didn't tell us what. And then he was like, what does that mean? And she was like you'll figure it out, and when you do, I want you to remember that it wouldn't have made any difference to me. It's never made a difference to me when it came to you. I'd still pick you. I'll always pick you. And now she's sailing away to Wendlin. He told her he loves her. Okay, finished. So Chaol has figured out who she is. She told him a date and he's gone into her room and looked through like some of these old books and he's figured it out. She's the lost queen of Terrasen and off she's gone to the land of her people. I very much enjoyed that. It is almost midnight, so needless to say I will not be starting Heir of Fire tonight because I have work tomorrow. I would say I think I liked Throne of Glass more. I don't know, that the start of this was a bit slower for me, although I was enjoying it. Like, there's not a single bit I haven't enjoyed, but I did find it slower. The end of it was more action-packed, so I don't know if that makes it on par or slightly, maybe 4.5. Day 9, Heir of Fire, we're going in. I'm really excited. This one is where they start to get a little bit thick. Let's dive in. I'm literally only just sitting down to read now and it's 7:30. I haven't started this book yet. So she's just been roaming the streets of Wendlin or wherever it was she went, and this Fae warrior has like met her and he apparently knows who she is. Like, he could like sense that she was the heir to the throne of Terrasen. So he's taking her somewhere. He's not very talkative. Rowan he's called. She thinks that she's going to see Maeve the queen, who's like one of her relatives. We have a new player. Somebody called Manon Blackbeak. She's a witch with iron teeth and we just had a POV from her. Don't know if she's going to be another prominent character in the story or what. She's hunting down different types of witches. Also, Selena's cousin has visited the glass castle and he's basically under the thumb of the king. He's got one of those black rings, so he's clearly being controlled. And he's living in Terrasen, and Chaol was thinking like he's doing the work of the king, which obviously isn't to help people in Terrasen, it's to like enslave them. So Selena would probably want to kill him if she found out her cousin was basically working for her enemy. So she's met her Aunt Maeve, the queen, and she's promised to tell her everything about these word keys, but she has to train in this camp that they're in before she's allowed into Doranel. She doesn't allow half-breeds in there unless they prove themselves worthy, so she has to stay and train with Rowan and like master her gift. She's not in a Darlan anymore, so she can access her power here because the king was obviously suppressing all magic over there but not here. So she can turn into her like Fae self. So she's expecting her to master that before she's allowed in, before she'll tell her any answers, of course, because it couldn't just be that easy, could it? This Rowan guy literally just punched her in the fucking face. Like, what the hell? So all of her years of training are doing her absolutely no good because he's hundreds and hundreds of years old. She's just like a fucking stumbling around like a little baby giraffe. Hello, what happened to Adarlan's assassin? You can't even land a punch on him. I think she's a little bit out of her depth. He's took all her weapons off her and said she's going to be starting her training working in the fucking kitchen. Why does everyone here like to waste fucking time? She needs to find out about these fucking word keys. Just train her so she can go, get the information and fucking go back. He's made her give up all of her fucking weapons. And he slammed the door and then she she said, "Bastard, old stinking bastard." It's really tickled me. So the king has made an offer to the Iron Teeth witches to be his riders because he's got fucking wyverns. Of course he does. Because that was his like emblem for the kingdom, wasn't it? He wants them to ride on them to help him in his whatever dastardly deed he's about to do. And then they can keep the wyverns afterwards, so obviously they're in. So I had wondered how the witch was going to come into play. Clearly she's going to be on the king's side, so that's just another enemy that Selena's going to have to fight against, defeat. She's working in the kitchen with the other half Fae. And this guy Luca has just said to her that he's like, da-da-da, my mate. And then Selena in her mind was like, oh yeah, Fae don't have like husbands and wives, they have mates. Is this Rowan guy going to be her actual mate because she's Fae? I swear to fuck, if this is the fourth love interest. No! What about Chaol? Sam is dead, obviously. I was quite happy for her to move on from Dorian because she needs to be with Chaol. Like, Chaol is in love with her. And I think deep down she loves him. I think she's just still struggling with Nehemiah's death, but is this going to be another love interest? I mean, he does sound quite a formidable character. Possibly giving, like, daddy energy, the way he's described, although he did punch her in the fucking face. Is Dorian gonna have something with this healer girl, Sorsha? It's certainly giving that. I mean, she's infatuated with him, but the fact that he's called her up to his room again and remembered her name and stuff, maybe a little forbidden side romance. And I do want him to be happy, to be fair. I really like Dorian, just not for Selena. Selena had her second day of like training with Rowan, and he took her to this field, and there was some creature in it that made her see like her memories of her parents dead and Nehemia dead and stuff, and she like vomited and literally pissed herself. Rowan was so horrible to her after, saying like, you're pathetic, you're this, you're that. Made me so fucking angry. And then she's had her other training today, and then he's literally like saying, oh, are you gonna vomit and piss yourself again? Leave her alone! Why are you so horrible? I know he's trying to get her to snap so that she'll shift, because that's all he wants, is for her to shift into her Fae form. But it's really making me angry. She's gone into the kitchen at night to get some food, and Emrys, the cook, is telling some like old tales and stuff, and she was stood at the back and she looked outside through the open door and there's a large white hawk. I have a feeling that that's Rowan. So Aedion, Selena's cousin, he had that black ring from the king, but he swapped out for a replica because his like magical senses told him it was bad. He's actually working with the rebels who Archer and Nehemia were working with. Obviously Archer was like bad, but the rebels are still trying to build this resistance. Aedion is working with them. Kael's like just trailed him because he's been sneaking around, and now they basically want to kill Kael because he has found them. Love that. She's finally managed to shift with Rowan because he bit her, and he said after, I won't be biting you again. And she said, why? And he said, you don't bite the women of other men. And she's basically like, I don't know how the fuck he knew that I was with anybody. But anyway, she said, like, we're not together anymore. I let him go before I came here. So she's like, she fully resigned to the fact that she's not going back to Kael. It makes me really sad, but I also still think something's going to happen with Rowan. I don't know why, because he's awful. Like, he's making me so angry. But I really feel like this is going to be extreme enemies to lovers. I think he's going to be her mate. Okay, I'm calling it a night. She's got so fed up of Rowan that she's stormed out and has left the whole place, and she was sleeping in a cave, and then fucking skinwalkers came and tried to like kill her, and Rowan hadn't left her. He just turned up and he was like, basically, you need to do exactly what I say and I'm going to get you out of here. So he's made her shift, and then she's ended up burning them all and that, and then like they've had a bit of a conversation and she's shifted back to human, so she's freezing and they're going back. And he said, like, you're not leaving, like, you're coming back. And she was like, why? And he was like, because I said so. And then he's given her his cloak and his jacket so that she's not cold. I'm fucking telling you now, this is a new relationship brewing. For God's sake. Day 10. I am having a great old time, I'm not going to lie. I couldn't stop thinking about this last night when I was trying to get to sleep. I'm finding the witches' POVs a tiny bit boring, but I'm absolutely living for Selena and Rowan's POVs. Well, it's not even Rowan's POV, it's just Selena's POV, but now that I've got it in my head that he's her mate, I love the fated mate trope. I'm still very upset about Kael, don't get me wrong, but it's just giving me life. Kael and Aedion were talking down in the tombs where Elena and that are, and he told him everything, and Dorian was fucking earwigging. So he knows everything. Ooh. Like, he knows who Selena is and everything. I don't know why, but I feel like the witches, because they're training to work for the king, I feel like at some point they're going to realise that he's bad, and they're going to not necessarily work with Selena and that, if she ever comes back, which I'm assuming she will, but work against the king, maybe, when they realise like how powerful and like evil he is, maybe. He'll probably double cross them or something, but I just have a feeling that they will turn on him. Rowan is such a bastard. Why is he so fucking horrible to her? She was just downstairs listening to the stories that Emrys guy's been telling, and some other warrior turned up to see Rowan, and they both left together. So she's curiosity. She's gone to take him some food just so she can like snoop, and he was giving this guy a tattoo, and he stormed out to come and basically tell her, like, I'm assuming to tell her off for interrupting. She'd asked him if he does it for money, and he said that he doesn't stoop that low, and she was like, why don't you just slap me instead of insulting me all the time? It would be easier. And then she said, like, basically, if you would have told me that you were busy, I wouldn't have come, but you just left me there, like, I have nobody left. And he said, there is nothing that I can give you, nothing I want to give you. You are not owed an explanation for what I do outside of training. I don't care what you've been through or what you want to do with your life. The sooner you can sort out your whining and self-pity, the sooner I can be rid of you. You are nothing to me, and I do not care. Wow, why don't you tell her how you really feel? So Rowan has spoke to Emrys and he's basically said like he knows who Selena is and you need to give that girl a break basically because she has like no hope in her eyes. So he went to find her at the lake and didn't apologise, of course he didn't. They kind of came to a bit of a truce and then he said like, come with me. He'd had Luca, the other guy who helps out in the kitchen, chained on frozen ice in the middle of this lake and then this fucking monster nearly like killed them. So then she's got a few punches into Rowan and said, if you ever bring anybody else into this, I will kill you. She accidentally like burned through his clothes and burned his skin with her magic. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And he was like, you never apologise for defending people. And then they ate dinner together in the kitchen with everybody else, but still. And then Rowan stayed behind to help wash the dishes and I liked it. Okay, I've been out for dinner with my friends. So I've just got home and finished the chapter I was on. And Rowan has told her that he used to have a mate over 200 years ago and she was pregnant and she was killed. And he's basically like couldn't move on for years and he still doesn't think that he's found himself and they've agreed to try and find their way back to themselves together. So my question is, can a person have two mates? Or is there such a thing as like true mates maybe? Although he said that he knew once he met her that she was his. So there must have been that bond there because I was thinking like, could you have a chosen mate and then you actually have your true mate? But that wouldn't make sense. Can he have two mates? Maybe he gets another chance. Like it's been hundreds and hundreds of years, so I still think there's going to be something there. I'm back in my favourite place on earth. So it's Friday night. I don't have to be up early tomorrow. I'm just over halfway. This book is 560 odd pages. I'm on 310. So we're over halfway now. I'm not gonna lie, I want to finish this tonight, and because I don't have to get up early tomorrow, I think I can do it. Can we do it, guys? I think so. These witches are fucking ruthless. That Manon girl has gone to this, you know, the spiders that weave that silk. My battery died. The spiders that weave that really strong silk, Manon has just gone there to bargain with them to get some to reinforce her wyvern's wings. And they named their price. She just got the fucking wyvern to like knock them all into the abyss and she stole it anyway. Ruthless. So it seems the king is creating an army of like monsters and stuff. So he's got some tower in a faraway land like the clock tower in his castle where Selena and Dorian have met that creature under the ground. There's some monster in the sea that had like a black collar on, which is like the black rings that he's using to control people. So he's like spreading his reach very, very far and controlling a lot of things. I think he's going to be quite formidable, to be honest. And I think something is coming in one of the later books where he's going to really like wreak havoc on the continent. And then some army, I'm a bit confused as to who this army is, but they're now going to Wendlin because they heard that the king's champion had gone there to kill this royal family, even though she's not actually going to kill the royal family. So now they're going there to wage war. So war is coming to where Selena is. They've got all the warriors like Rowan and that, so I don't think that's going to be a problem because they have magic there. Oh, okay, the army that's going there to wage this war, they're going to test out the monsters that the king has made. Okay, that makes sense now. You know how I said I was hoping to finish this tonight? Yeah, I got sucked into making TikTok content, as I am prone to do. So I'm not really much further along. It's 2 minutes to midnight. I'm not going to bed yet, don't get me wrong, but will I finish? That remains to be seen. So Chaol is basically saying to Aedion that he isn't picking a side. He's going to fight alongside his prince. Whatever his prince decides to do, he'll support him, even if that's from Aniel, but he's like not. He's giving coward and it's not attractive. And I think he's resigned himself to the fact that things are definitely over between him and Selena, which I'm kind of coming to terms with now, to be honest. I am kind of rooting for some sort of development between her and Rowan, which I think there's starting to be some inklings that there could be something more there. Nothing outright has happened yet, but she's just redone his tattoo and they had a little bit of a moment. Not like anything, like they didn't kiss or anything, but there was a bit of something that was giving tension. I'm fucking obsessed. Selena's nearly like burned herself out using her fire magic. She released her hold on the fire, but it was like burning her from the inside. So Rowan had to carry her and it was like burning him to these like baths to cool her down, and she wasn't getting cooled down. and these women were going to get a tonic to help her with the pain, and he went to check on it, and she like leaned forward in the bath and like hugged her knees, and when he came back he saw the lashes on her back from her time in the salt mines, and he was like, who did this to you? So she told him that she was a slave, and she said he was like simmering with a quiet, lethal rage. I could just fucking imagine. And then he's left, and because he just can't deal. She thinks it's because he thinks she deserves it, but I think deep down he's like, fuck, somebody's done that to her. And I think the next chapter is his POV. I'm getting the finger tingles again. He's turned into his animal form, and he was like, basically early on he threatened to whip her and she'd lost it, and he'd been such a fool because he assumed that it was because she was nothing more than a child and he should have known better. And then the other things that he said, so he's like fully like berating himself because he's realised what she's gone through. I don't know what it is about that trope. When the guy realises he's fucked up, it just fucking gets me every time. So she told Rowan everything. He's gone. He came back for her and he scooped her up from her bed and put her in his bed and said, you're going to stay in my room from now on, because she doesn't even have a fire in her room, it's freezing. And he asked her to tell him how she ended up a slave, so she's told him literally everything about Sam, about how she went to the mines, how she ended up as the king's champion. And then they've gone to sleep holding hands, and he's woke up still holding her hand to his chest. I'm obsessed. Selena and Rowan have just discovered another body that's been mutilated by some sort of monster. They've tracked like a trail down to the beach. The army that the king's man was sending to test out that monster thing has arrived in Wendling now, so is shit about to hit the fan. Okay, I'm calling it a night. It's 1:30. So Selena and Rowan have just led the skinwalkers into the path of this creature that's come, well, there's 3 creatures that have come from Adarlan to Wendling, and then they hid in a tree while the creatures like killed each other basically. So the king is, I don't even know what he's been doing, but these creatures, it's like the one that she met in the field where it like tried to suck her memories out of her and like petrify her basically with her own memories. So fucking God help everyone, because if they can't fight them properly, then do you know what I mean? Then everybody's screwed. So I'll definitely finish this tomorrow and then we'll start book 5. Okay, we're on day 11. I've just read the bit where Selena has thought to herself that when she returns to Heir of Fire, she wants Rowan to go with her. She's told him that Queen Maeve doesn't deserve him and that she thinks he knows that, and she wishes that he would go with her. And I do too. So a slave created like an uprising at Calaculla, one of the like slave encampments. So the king dispatched 2 legions and they slaughtered everyone there, thousands and thousands of people. Rowan's just told Selena. And then she was like, she could tell like by the way he was speaking that he wasn't finished, and she was like, Endovia, that's the camp, the salt mines where she was. And he said after he heard about that uprising, he sent 2 other legions to Endovia and slaughtered everybody there as well. And her intent was to always go back and free those people, even in Calaculla, and he's literally just murdered thousands and thousands of people of Terrasen and that, so she's absolutely like devastated. I'm actually shocked. I'm gonna read for about 20 more minutes I think, and then I'm going to the gym, but I will continue this. So Selena has told Rowan that she would follow him to whatever end. I'm not fucking well. Basically, they've now determined that there's no help coming from Wendling for the forces that have come to the shores. They're basically on their own. Like they've gone out to like battle, went to sleep, and she's just been woken up by Rowan. I'm assuming the battle is like here, so I'm gonna go to the gym. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get back and finish this. Okay, so I read some more after the gym because I went to my friend's house and they're here now. Say hi. Hi. So we're having dinner together and that, but while she was showering after the gym, I read my book. So where we're at is Selena is fighting them, what are they called? Valgs. Yeah. Yeah, they're Valgs, and they're like the princes from like the legends and that. So basically, I think it was mentioned in one of the books that they were like, they mated with humans or they mated with fays, and that's how some of the demi-fays have been made and stuff, isn't it? Yeah, so, but they're really, really powerful, and when they were running from them in the woods the other night, they thought that the skinwalkers had killed one of them, but he's still alive today. So how are they supposed to be killed? So they've been betrayed. Rowan went inside to help like the other people, and his friends, what are they called? The cadre. Cadre.
Yeah.
Cadre.
Cadre.
Cadre, like padre. Okay, yeah. So his cadre have arrived to like help, and Selena is like fading, and so they went inside. Rowan came out to find her, and she literally got like swallowed up by the darkness, and his friends had to like pin him to the ground because he was like screaming, wanted to go and like save her because clearly he's fucking in love with her. And now they're like feeding on her memories, so she's going through like her past of when she was a kid and stuff, so it's very interesting to see that the king was controlling her back then. I think she's gonna like bust her way out of the darkness because it's just gone through her past, so I now know what happened the night that her parents died and the sacrifice that her like nursemaid made for her, and how she ended up in the water and stuff. The ghosts of her family and that are all basically telling her how much of a disappointment she is, and she's saying that I'm gonna remake the world like how it should be, and like I'm not gonna let this kill me kind of thing. So she arose, it says. She reached across the earth between them and brushed her fingers against Aelin, so her younger self, and arose. Is she fucking bursting out? I hope so. She's just killed them all with her fire. I'm fucking buzzing. I don't know what happened to the third one. She's just put her hands over their faces and like shot fire through their bodies and that, so she's basically destroying them from the inside out. I'm living for this. I had a feeling she was gonna be Karanam with Rowan. It's like it's not a mate bond, is it? But it's like a special, it's like Parabatai with
yeah, Shadowhunters.
Yeah, Shadowhunters. So he's just ran through like the barrier and cut his hand, and is gonna like help her, give her some of his power so that she doesn't burn out, so that she can destroy the other two. So the king was able to stop magic because of those towers that he's been building in different like countries, and it's created like a kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, Loz? Like the three towers, and then in between magic's been frozen. It's a
triangle.
Like a fucking thing. I know what I'm trying to say, you know what I'm trying to say. Because Kaol has just got Dorian to try it with some crystals to freeze the water in the middle, so that's how the king has stopped it. I was wondering how he'd managed to stop the magic, to be honest. So that all they need to do is knock out one of the towers, and then magic should come back to Adalan. The necklace that Selena had as a little girl that her mum gave to her, that was the fucking last word key that she's been looking for. I don't think she lost it in the river. I think Arabin was the one who was trying to kill her, and instead he took the amulet and he took her and trained her to be an assassin instead. I reckon he's got it. I think Arabin's got it. So Selena and Rowan are just going to Doranel to meet with Maeve, and I don't know why, I just have a feeling that she's not going to tell her the information that she promised she would. I don't trust her. I don't think she's nice. I've got about 60 pages left, and I feel like something bad is going to happen before the end. Oh, I'm not happy. So she's just spoken to Maeve, and she's been really, really vague about her answers, and basically didn't really have that much information about these fucking word keys. She's realised that Selena knows where the third one is, so they think that the king has two, and she's basically said like, are you going to tell me? She's like, no. So she's making Rowan's friends fucking whip him until she answers. What the fuck? Why is everybody so fucking evil? I've said this before. Why the fuck is everyone so evil? So Selena has just showed Maeve up basically with her power and basically said, don't fucking touch Rowan again. And then she's pulled that ring. She found a ring when she faced that fucking creature under the lake and found the sword, and she's just pulled the ring from her pocket, and I don't know what significance this ring has, but now it's changed POVs, of course. This ring is basically Maeve's, I'm assuming her ex-lover who she ended up fucking killing. It was his like family ring that he was probably going to propose to Maeve with back in the day, and she wants it back obviously, and I think Selena is going to bargain for Rowan's freedom, like free him of your blood oath and you can have the ring. So Maeve has agreed to break this blood oath, so he's literally just broken it and he's rushed straight to Selena and has like begged her to make one with him. So he's now made a new blood oath with her. Oh, I'd love it when a plan comes together. Okay, I've just got into bed. It's 2:10 in the morning. I've just got in from dropping my friends home, so we've had like a proper girly day, so I've tried to read in between, but we've been chatting a lot and having dinner and stuff, so I have like 40 pages to go, and best believe I'm going to stay up until I finished it. Rowan has just tattooed Selena's back. I loved every second. So the king has just summoned Aedion and Chaol to his chambers, and then Dorian's ran straight to Saoirse and said, like, we're getting out now. And one of the other healers has turned up and said, I don't think so, the king wants to see you both as well. So I think he knows about their secret relationship. I'm scared. Do we think he knows about Dorian's magic as well? Like, why has he summoned everyone? I'm getting stressed. The king has got Saoirse on her knees and is threatening to cut off her head. He's basically said, like, to Dorian, tell me what you know and I'll let her go. And then, so Aedion has confessed to being a traitor, basically confessed to committing treason, so that nobody else will take the blame for anything. So they've taken him to the dungeon and said, we're going to keep you there for like 2 months and wait for Aelin to come and save you, basically, and then we'll kill her. And so Dorian's like, right, let her go now, let Saoirse go. And he said, no, what does she have to say for herself? And he's like, Aedion confessed, now let her go. And he said, why should I release the true traitor in this castle? What the fuck? Oh god, the king's killed Saoirse in front of Dorian. Oh, he's fucking devastated. He really loved her. Like, after Selena, this was like real love for him. Oh, I feel so tight. Oh my god, I can't cope. Chaol has just stood up to the king. He's finally found some fucking courage. I've just got some respect back for him. Like, he's chosen a side. He basically said, like, I will not serve you and you can't steal the hope, basically. There's only one king in this room and it's not the one sat on the throne. So in other words, it's Dorian. So the king's just ordered his guards to kill Chaol. So they've fucking shot a crossbow at him, and then Dorian's fucking snapped and frozen everything, like including the crossbow, and he's like, don't you touch him. Oh my god. Oh my god. The king has just put a fucking collar on Dorian. So he's gonna control him like all those fucking monsters with collars. I'm not fucking well. I'm not fucking well. Chaol's now on the run. Aedion's in the fucking dungeon. Saoirse's dead. And Dorian's been collared. What the fuck? Okay, so Chaol has fled back to Selena's apartment in Rifthold. Ren is waiting there and he's rescued Fleetfoot. He took Fleetfoot with him. And he's basically told him what happened and they've agreed to rescue Aedion. Oh, fucking hell. She's going back to Rifthold alone. She's told Rowan that she'll send for him. I feel like so much has happened in the last part of this book. I really, really loved it. I need to think about my rating. It's fucking 3 a.m, guys. Am I okay? Okay, I've gone with 4.25. I've knocked it down a couple of like quarters of stars purely because of the witches' point of views, I think. I found some of them to be a little bit boring and a little bit long. Other than that, I fucking loved this story. There was so many things at play here. I'm obsessed. I'm actually obsessed. 11 days in, with 4 books down, 4 to go. Realistically, guys, I think this vlog is going to be so fucking long. I'm going to cut this one here. I think I'm going to have to do it in 2 parts. I'm going to do books 1 to 4 in this video. I'm going to do books 5 to 8 in the next video. So make sure you subscribe to me if you don't already, because you do not want to miss it. Because I've heard there's a lot more to come. It's going to be very exciting. I have just posted a video wrapping up my July read, so I'm going to leave that right here if you do want to stay for a while. And as always, if you've made it this far, then thank you so much for watching.